when I first started freestyling, I was like 7 years old. And that was like to help with like life. And I saw my brother rapping, like I got an older brother, and he was rapping, him and his friends, and I used to be around him and his friends like after school all the time. So they used to have like beats playing, like Young Jeezy, Freeway, Wayne, all types of Dipset, all types of beats, just playing and like doing their own versions of that song, T.I. And I remember watching that, and I remember watching them and just feeling empowered by not what they were saying, but how they were working together to create something that inspired them into their own. And I remember being like, I want to do that. I want to do that. And I started freestyling with them. So they would write, and I was like freestyling. And over time, I just kept doing it by myself, like in my room or like messing around. Or my older brother would be like, hey, yo, spit it to this song. Or like we'd be playing a video game. He'd be like, I bet you can't rap to this. And then like I rap to it. It was like a challenge. I made the Hot Wind Blows freestyle that's on Orange. Obviously, I've been listening to a lot of Tyler, the Creator. But I made that freestyle as if I was on like a LA Leakers or Funk Flex kind of thing. I wanted it to have that feel. But over time, when I was like 12 years old and I really started to pay attention to music, I was listening to Wayne, Lloyd, Trey Songz. I remember I used to want to sing like Trey Songz, like, like no lie, like I used to want to do the shaky voice. First song I ever heard by Trey Songz was Wonder Woman though. But Drake and Wayne, man, I think Wayne was the reason I was writing metaphors and similes every line. Like I was trying to have like the most funniest, catchy punchlines as a 12-year-old. I look at it like I've always moved the crowd. I've never moved with the crowd. Like even through like being, if you want to call it bullied or talked about, it was still like no matter what I did, or however how bad I was getting talked about, people always still gravitated towards me. I played football for a minute, and like people didn't want me on the team, but they were just like, you know what, you got a lot of heart. Or like I would like rap in the locker room in between games, and you know, get the team pumped, and like they always remembered that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think we had lost a game that season, or we lost one. We lost one game the whole season, and like yeah, I always just did what I wanted to do. Or, you know, I'm wearing what I want to wear. Like, I had this idea. This
Let's
was an
talk about that.
idea.
Yeah. So let's talk about the shirts. Let's talk about the meaning behind the shirts.
So this one says, everybody wants to be rich next weekend. Me saying this isn't saying that everybody wants to be me. This is like a response that I get when I tell people my name is Rich Next Weekend. They be like, oh, that'd be great if I was rich next weekend. Or, oh, I'd love to be rich next weekend. Like, who wouldn't want to be rich and know that you're about to be rich in the upcoming weekend? And it came from, like, my name came from me getting paid every other weekend. Like, I used to work at Steak and Shake, and I was like, I think an old friend was like, yo, can I borrow some money? And I was like, I'm not gonna be rich till next weekend. And I named the album that. Like, I thought I was gonna have an album called Rich Next Weekend. And my older brother, right back, he's always around. You know what I mean? He's on a track with me called Talk Like Me, and he's on another track with me on streaming services called Something. He was like, bro, that name is fire. Like, that name is hard. He was like, you should make that your rap name. And I was like, I should, huh? Like, it got a nice ring to it. So I ran with it. And like now, the meaning is just getting deeper and deeper. In that interlude, there's like a sound of like the blinker in your car. Like, I chose different rain sounds. Like, one was like more outside. One was like when the door closes, you can hear that the rain is now falling on the car. So, and it took a lot to make just that scene because I had to be really particular about where it was going. From that hello point on, it could either be a conversation or it could be a travel. You know what I mean? Like that hello could be like, oh, me and this person are having a conversation throughout this, throughout the beat playing, or I'm on my way to this person and I'm gonna meet up with them and I got high expectations. But it's up to the listener, you know? This is like a movie. Like I was like, this is definitely, I can see this. I kept having to go back and edit it a little bit, especially towards the end. But it's
In
not
what
like
way?
my
You said you had to go back and edit it. What wasn't right?
the little hums, the at the end. I kept moving them to different places, trying to see if it was right. The rain, like being precise about the door closing, then the rain falling. At that point, the where to put the dangling keys, the footsteps, like every particular noise had to be in a certain spot. Like it was very precise. But it wasn't difficult though. It was almost natural. Like when you listen in life, like even right now, there's layers on top of us right now. Like you have the wind and you got the birds, you got the cars riding past, but the closer you are is the louder layer. You know what I mean? Like we're right here, and this may be the middle of the track, but like this is what you're gonna hear mainly. But you might have stuff like panning to the left or to the right, which is what life does. Like when you're walking around, like nothing's like directly in the middle of your ear. Like that bird's over there and there's a bird over there. So it's like that's why you have to look at music like an everyday process, like an everyday walk of life.
With all of these moving pieces, I'll say, how do you make time for yourself? Those aspects of Rich that the people don't see. You know.
Um, it happens in the morning. It happens at night. Like I meditate in the morning at times. Yeah, I'm in a great relationship, so sometimes I don't make time for myself. Sometimes she'll have to remind me, like, you've been working kind of hard. Like, just relax a little bit. And then, like, or she'll be like, let's go to a movie on a Tuesday. Or let's just go take this walk. It's good to have important, it's good to have people that you view as important, that care about you as much as you care about them, to remind you that what you're doing is great and that it's okay to take a break. To have her by my side in the studio at times or by my side in life, figuring things out with her, she definitely gave me like a different viewpoint of myself as well and helped me get to where I'm at like right now today. In the morning though, I do try to give myself some time to just read or just to think about what I want to do in the day, because I'm not creating every day. I'm creating most days. But sometimes that it starts to get repetitive, and that's when like it's time to just chill out. You've made enough of whatever. Take a break, come back with new ears or with a new view. When it starts to get repetitive, that's when like take some time to go explore. You have to water yourself, and if that turns into you find out you like something more than you like something else, watering requires getting rid of things that are bad for the soil. So
sometimes you got to pull out the weeds.
yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah,
Ty is amazing. Ty is literally, I say this all the time. It's not to toot his horn. It's just how I feel. He's the greatest producer of all time. He is the greatest producer. He's made things that made me rethink my whole way of going into the studio. He's made me rethink how I structure beats and how I hear songs. And he just does it. And like when he's sitting there, he's smiling and he's enjoying everything that he's doing. Like he's amazing, man. Like how you see Stevie Wonder playing the piano and like he's feeling it. Like Ty, to me, is a Hall of Famer like Stevie Wonder. Like when he's on them beats and like he adds that little sound in there, he's like, bro, do you hear this? And like you can see the joy just from within. Like it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. And T the same way. When he talks about fashion and how passionate he is about tech, you can see the joy within what he's doing. Or like even when he's talking about weed, like he's like it's like a you know, I love it, man. Watching my guys embrace what they love other than what we already connect with. I think all of them have great legendary qualities to themselves that I see in myself, but they help bring those things out of me. Having a core group of people around you to water your hobbies, to water yourself, and sometimes when you feel like you don't have any water left within you and they water you, necessary. You forget about time when you're with these people. The greatest joy, especially within this journey, has been the people. It hasn't even been myself. It's been every person that's helped the journey become reality.
So yeah, do you have any final thoughts as we're leading out of this second portion, the second part?
Um, it's raining. Life is beautiful. A lot of great things coming. A lot of great things are here. Um, and I'm just at bliss right now. I think that's it. Everybody wants to be rich next weekend. I'm rich next weekend. This is Cerulean Blue Part 2. Thanks for tuning in.